If you're feeling a little bit naughty and a little bit kinky today, today's episode is going to be right up your street.
I need to be famous, Wayne.
Make me the biggest star the world has ever known.
I always wanted to be famous.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott and I am your host today and every other day as I take you through news and reviews in the world of horror. If you are a fan of horror movies, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell because I'm pretty sure you're going to like everything I'm putting out. Today I wanted to take a look back at arguably one of the best trilogies in horror, full stop. Which is a bold claim to make, especially as these are more modern movies. I want to take a look at Ti West's X, Ti West Pearl, and Ti West Maxine. The trilogy that follows the story of Maxine, Minx, and Pearl, right through from the 1940s all the way up to the 80s. I love this trilogy, and there's many reasons I love this trilogy. One is Ti West used this as a showcase to show all of the different styles of filmmaking that he could do. He started off with X, where he went down a very 70s aesthetic, sort of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe to his movie. Then switching straight to Pearl and going into this 1960s Technicolor style of filmmaking, very reminiscent of The Wizard of Oz, and then all the way up to Maxine, where he went into almost a giallo style of filmmaking. And each one of these movies is unique in its look, it's unique in its tone, it's unique in its soundtrack, and it stands as a testament to how good he is as a director, that he managed to create three very distinct, very different worlds, all within the same story. And for that alone, this franchise is one of my favourites. But the story of this franchise is fantastic. We kick things off with X, which is set in the early 70s, and this follows a group led by, what shall we call him? An early day filmmaker, as they go off to make an adult movie, and to do this they hire a old couple's farmhouse. There are some scenes in this that are rather erotic, and Kid Cudi, there is a silhouette of that man, and my god, he is a tripod. Something I didn't expect when I went into this was the pure level of graphic nudity and graphic violence, because when things turn bad in this movie and Pearl, who is the old lady, goes on a rampage, she really goes for it, like really goes for it. The main character is Maxine, and she is a character who does drugs, has sex, like she breaks all of the tropes of a horror final girl. So for her to be the horror final girl, again, I really appreciated that, because she's not the virgin, she's not the good girl, she's not the one who's got a bit about her halfway through the movie and fought her way out of it. She's been fighting from the very beginning. She has been, I am going to be a star and no one's going to stop me. And it's an excellent tribute to 70s horror. Then we slip into Pearl. Pearl is an Oscar nomination that should have happened that never did, because Mia Goth's performance as Pearl is another world good. It is outstanding. Pearl is the younger version of Old Lady Pearl that we got in X, and we follow the story of her as she tries to make it and tries to become famous, in the process killing many, many people in many unique ways. My favourite being the guy who kind of has his way with her and she thinks they're going to be a thing, and he's like, yeah, no, that's not really for me. So she butchers him with a pitchfork and then pushes him into the lake to let an alligator eat him. The closing scenes of this, the emotions and the range of ability that Mia Goth showcases are mind-bending. It is up there with Hereditary for level of performance. It sits on the same level, if not slightly better, than Toni Collette. And to say that about a slasher movie is beyond comprehension. Slasher movies are the dumbed down version of horror. Let's be honest, slasher movies are where you go to switch your brain off and watch people get cut up. But in this movie, they take it to a whole new depth and give a whole new perspective on it. And it's absolutely fantastic. We transition into the final part of the trilogy, which is Maxine. And this is very much a reflective look at Hollywood and the seedy side and the underbelly of Hollywood. There are some things in this one that I think they've done that I don't think they should have done. One was introducing Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, bringing in a real life serial killer into the mix of the story. while I understand their motivations for doing it, a fictional serial killer would have been better, because they didn't use enough of the actual lore around Richard Ramirez to make that a thing. Like, having the Night Stalker there was cool, but it could have been, we've got the Night Slasher or whatever, call him something else and use that in the same way, because they didn't use enough of what actually happened to make it relevant to the story. What they did, though, is they showed that Hollywood is corrupt as fuck, religion is corrupt as fuck, which are two things that I can fully get behind, because I believe both of those things. So you have the weird cult of Maxine's father hunting her down, you have the police hunting her down for murders that she's committed, and you have the seedy underbelly of the studio and Kevin Bacon making an appearance, which is honestly fantastic. Now, out of the three, X is the best, Pearl is the second best, Maxine is the third best, which tends to be the premise for most trilogies. However, the dip in quality between X and Maxine is nowhere near the dip in quality you get in other franchises. And for me, that's why this is one of the strongest around. But I'd love to know what you think. Which is your favourite in the trilogy? Do you like these movies? Do you think that Mia Goth deserved an Oscar? Anything you want to say about any of these films, or anything that I've had to say you want to comment on, drop those down below in the comments. And make sure you go and see these. If you haven't seen them, start with X. Don't do what I saw someone do the other day where they went Pearl, X, Maxine, because it doesn't work and it ruins some of the reveals. So do it the way, it's like Star Wars. Do it the order they released them. Go X, Pearl, Maxine, and you'll be fine. But let me know in the comments what you think, and until next time, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.